Hi, this is Human Essence, and in today's video, I'd like to be speaking once more about the case of the murder for hire of the Florida State University law professor, Daniel Markel. And today I'm specifically going to be speaking about the custody battle between Dan Markel and Wendi Adelson. So, it seems that if you look at this case and you take away all of the details about the religion or who was eating what at the wedding, etc., and you just look at the situation with regard to the custody, we have a situation where Wendi Adelson was done with the marriage. She no longer wanted to be in that marriage. But the problem was that she had two small children, and she was sharing those children with Dan Markel. And added to the fact that her mother felt that those children were to put it kind of bluntly, she thought they were hers. There wasn't a boundary between whose children they were. So we have a custody arrangement where it's impossible for the parents to move on with their lives with the arrangement that they had made. And it would have been unsustainable long term. It would have changed no matter what. So what we've got is 50-50 custody, the children going back and forth week to week. At least that's what was happening in the summer of 2014. When the children were with one parent, in the middle of the week, they had to exchange them. So there's more contact between parents who can't get along and don't want to be together. In the case of Wendi, she didn't want to be in a relationship with Dan Markel. She's trying to escape that relationship, but she has to see him frequently as they exchange the children. Each time they exchanged the children would be absorbing and seeing this tension between their parents. Add to that when they were not seeing the children, they wanted to Skype with the children. So you're Skyping with the children in the other parent's house. It's difficult to get young children to want to Skype. And you're having to stop what you're doing and have them sit down and speak to the other parent in your home while they're in another home. You add to that the parents are beginning to date. So they need to do whatever they're going to do with a new partner and say, now it's time to Skype with my ex. This is going to cause trouble with new relationships. You're going to limit the people who are going to be wanting to be involved in that. The children are going to be exposed not only to the new partners, but now they have to Skype with somebody in another home. This is just not a good arrangement. And I understand that everybody loved the children and everybody wanted to be with the children. And Donna wanted the children down where she really did not have any kind of legal right to be with the children. It was just a recipe for disaster. And it seems to me that the fights that were going on in the court were making things worse. It doesn't seem like the court was the place that this should have been worked out. People were in pain. Wendi felt trapped. Dan felt that he could lose his children. Donna felt helpless to help her daughter and felt that she had rights to the children. And so they were just locked in this battle. And as we see, most cases you wouldn't have a brother who'd be looking into, all options. But in this case, it ended completely tragically. But even in other situations like that, there's a certain grace in just letting your children be with the other parent when they're with the other parent, because they are going to be separated from each parent for a time because the marriage is over. And the answer is not for people to stay in unhealthy marriages. The answer is for people to cooperate as much as possible and make it as easy as possible for the children, and let that other spouse spend the time with the children that they need to. And if you're a grandparent, let your adult children raise their own kids. Thanks for listening. Then again, maybe not. Celebrate uncertainty.